We making waves, 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 artist waves. Hello everyone, welcome to Artist Waves Live. My name is Jeff Gora. Today on AW Live we have Rome and Duddy. Rome Ramirez from Sublime with Rome and Duddy from the Dirty Heads take some time out to talk to me about their new project, Rome and Duddy. And we had such a blast, so I hope you enjoy it. Without further ado, here we go.
I guess if you would say, you took some of the vibe of Sublime with Rome and a little bit of the vibe of Dirty Heads, but you kind of mashed it up with like a little more folky acoustic vibe, and that's kind of, where we're aiming for with this album. And yeah, and just we wanted to really write classic songs, like we really wanted these songs to just feel timeless, feel classic.
Yeah, the songwriting was at the forefront of everything because we couldn't really get together and do like the whole let's get together, write a song, record it, put a demo of it, bounce it down. So we just spent the last 10 months focusing on just writing, just the writing of it, getting the right lyrics, the right melodies, transitions. And, like I was saying with and it's Stone Me and even Lahaina, it's different, but it's not too far off from what our bands can sound like. But the Dirty Heads have a really strong foot in hip hop. They're incredible rappers. And Sublime with Rome has Sublime in general just has a strong stamp in punk rock and it's rock roots. You know what I mean? And this project just has its own life to exist. Really, just with a little more simpler type of music aimed at just kind of like what you were saying, just uplifting, but definitely it has its own vibe, that we didn't create it intentionally. It really happened on its own, and yeah, man, I think that's how the best stuff kind of comes about, So it's pretty rare for me to be sitting on 12 songs that aren't produced. To be God honest with you,
yeah,
it's super rare for me. But at the same time, not the songs are so damn good that I'm scared of them getting produced. So it's we have to figure that out. But we got gold, man, and a couple of the songs are really, really, really good to where people in the suits are damn, this is a great song, so which that's always nice because that means that maybe people will help push it and more people can hear it. That's always the plan, right? But we got the music done and we're kind of doing it backwards. We have all the songs written. Now we're gonna go we have a handful of some producers that we would just guide and work with, and we're gonna give them the record and just see what they think, see if they get their blessings on it, and then go get a record deal and put it out that way. But
awesome.
Focus on the music first. That's what we're doing. There's no rush.
Love it. Let the music lead the way. That's where the best stuff comes from.
Yeah.
So, it's funny. I really, the live shows you guys have done, the two of you together, the vibe of just the candles and the stripped down, it just sets the mood. It's so great. I can't wait till, you guys bring it over to the East Coast where I am and people can actually, come out in masses to the shows again. But do you feel like this time period, this past 10 months, this quarantine or this madness, it almost helped this project in a way, for lack of a better term? If it was business as usual in 2020 and you guys are out on the road respectively, is it fair to say maybe this Rome and Duddy record wouldn't have happened right now? I'm sure it would have eventually, but I'm just wondering how this past year actually creatively helped bring this together.
You can't really say.
Yeah.
That's the thing. As much as I would love to say part of me wants to say fuck no, fuck this year because our tour was kicking ass and we had a lot of shit set up. On the other half of that, dude, I can't look you in the eye and honestly tell you that we wouldn't have written this music if it wasn't for this year.
I feel like we probably had a little more time to really focus on it than we would have. That's for sure.
Who knows if we would have taken the sessions, we would have with the people we would have who just knows. And that's the beauty of life, man. You can never really go back or you should never really just like go back and be like, man, I'm just hung up on that one moment or whatever, you know? Like, you gotta see the beauty and just the ebb and flow of this shit, man. Especially in music. Like, if you're a musician and like, you know, like a rocky boat, like fucks you up, like you're in the wrong industry. You know what I mean? Like, this is it, you know, like we're very familiar with writing songs and then shit going south and those songs never coming out. And then it comes out on someone else's record or in a movie or something. Like, anything's possible in this industry. But you know, I don't honestly think that, you know, I could go back and say like this year, you know, made the project better or ruined the project. I just think that it did what we needed to do, which was just keep us trucking on and you know, hats off to us for just keeping our head in the game and just keep writing, you know.
Right on. You know, it's I love hearing that because I've always been a proponent of, you know, the art's leading the way, and I think that type of attitude and that type of creativity is what I'm talking about. What are you most looking forward to? I mean, I'm sure the answer to that could be everything, but the record coming out, hitting the road in February, is there something with this project where you're like, I really can't wait for this?
I really can't wait for people to hear these songs we've written. Because I think that at first they're going to be like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting. And then I think they're going to be pleasantly surprised, though, with what they're going to get. And I can't wait to just see people's reactions because I love it. I'm so proud of this music, and I'm just very excited for it to get out.
Yeah, same with me, man. Like, I mean, we haven't even really been showing a lot of people the stuff. You know what I mean?
I've
Like,
shown
my mom's been
my
hounding
friends.
me.
Yeah.
Like, my mom's been hounding me. I sent my mom everything. And she's been hounding me for these demos. And every call, she's like, by the way, you never sent me any of the Mom and Daddy stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll send it to you right now. But, you know, it's like, you know, we spend a lot of time on it, and we really do love it. It's not just like a run-of-the-mill project, you know. It's just like, let's get in, put another album out for summer. You know, it's like, nah, this didn't have to exist. It just existed because we wanted it to. And then the fans made it something even more incredible. So we just, you know, gave it a lot more time and attention because of that. And yeah, man, like, I just can't wait for everyone to hear like what the result of all of that is, you know, like everybody, because, you know, I know it's called Rome and Duddy, but there's a lot that got into that whole thing, you know, to get this to where it is. There's a lot of people and you know, both behind and, you know, in front line, like the fans and stuff. So yeah, it's just, that's always the payoff, bro. When you're an artist, like, yeah, the tours, all that stuff, you know, that's fine. The press, you know, that's cool, but just when they can finally hear what we can sit down, that's the aha moment right there, my friends.
That's it. Love it. Were any of the new songs that are going to be on the record, were they demoed or did you play them live at all in some of the past shows? Any of them test driven a little bit?
I think one song we did at the last tour.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
well, yeah. Okay, you're right.
will you be playing them in February later in the month in Texas and Oklahoma? You think or?
We'll play like one or two. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll play a couple. I know
play a couple. Yeah, but I definitely don't want to take some of our top hitters and have the first time people hear them to be like an iPhone recording that they hear on YouTube from some shitty fucking camera or whatever. So that's what
First impressions are everything.
And especially when you know the music might not be out for 8, 9, 10 months, you know, you don't want it to float around for 9 months on a shitty recording and everyone goes, eh. So you've got to really, it's touchy.
It's tricky, but, you know, you have to choose the ones that.
I think there's certain ones that are going to go across really well with just 2 acoustic guitars and us sitting down. And we think we can do it justice. But there's a few where I'm like, nah, let's not mess with that yet, you know?
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't necessarily think about that the first time you hear it. So last thing, and then I'll let you guys go. I always kind of end with a full circle moment, kind of open form question of whatever pops in your head. No wrong answer, but I'm curious if you to think about this project to this point, this record, this new music, that obviously is already having such a positive influence and effect on people, which is awesome. What does it mean to you? I know there's still a long ways to go. There's still so much exciting stuff with what the tour and the record and recording and stuff. But if you were to think about the scope of your individual paths as musicians and now this coming together, is there something you could say that it means to you in this moment?
Just like another awesome ass chapter to life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you can't plan this shit, you know? If you were to go back like 20 years or like 15 years and like to when I met Duddy in the studio, it'd be like, yo, we would have like, we're going to have a #1 song on radio, you know? I'd laugh, you know? And if you say like, yo, you guys are going to be in like, you know, an acoustic duo project together, you know, after you've been in Sublime and after you've been in a band that's toured around the world and both your bands got radio hits and all, like, we just like, what? You know, like, yeah, right.
Another band?
Another, wait, what? You know, we can do it again? People will still listen? And I don't know, life's it's crazy like that, man. You just gotta have an open mind and I think you gotta do things for the right reasons, you know? Because that's the only way it's done.
And it shows you too, you know, it's like just because you're getting older doesn't mean you got to lose, you know, your passion to try new things, start new projects. You never know. You know, you never know where it's going to go.
Shout out.